Jema, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are doing Kali Maa Tuesday night studies. And for those of you who have been following along, I'm Christy Smurl or Kalavati Devi. And we are covering the 1008 names of Kali Maa from the Kalisahasranama. So tonight we're going to be going over verse 36 and the names and forms of the Holy Mother from 276 to 287. So before we start, let's bring ourselves into a centered mind frame and create a circle around us with our 3 Om shields and then prostrations to the Holy Mother's Son, Ganesha. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tano Dantihi Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Ekadamsraya Hastamakaya Lambodharaya Uchistamahatmane Om Krum Brim Gege Swaha. Jema. All right, so tonight let's listen to what the verse sounds like. So it's verse 36 from the Kalisahasranama, and it sounds like this. Sūryātmikā rudrapatnī raudrī strī prakṛiḥ pumān śaktiḥ sūktirmatirmātā bhuktirmuktiḥ pativratā. That one's a little bit of a tongue twister. But let's look at each one individually and these different emanations of the Holy Mother. So name 276 is Shūryātmikā. Some people pronounce it Sūryātmikā. Some, if you look at the different writing of the letter, it's Shūryātmikā. And this means she who is the soul of the light of wisdom. It also, Shūryātmikā is Shakti to Surya, the sun god. And Surya, the name in and of itself, means soul, self, or sun god. And then the second part of this name of Kali Maa, Mika, means beautiful fragrance or radiance, or Atmika means the essence and soul. So Sūryātmikā, she who is the essence and radiance of the soul. Now, there's also a wonderful meditation that we've done in the past and that you can also do, and that's visualizing Shakti as the sun and doing a guided yoga nidra with yourself, visualizing the Holy Mother's sun radiance, the essence, even the fragrance, moving through every single part of your body. So you can start at the top of the head and then move to the forehead, then to the eyes, then to the ears. And if you know your body placement for your alphabet, you can do that in conjunction with your Varnamala Kavacha. So anyways, it's a bit of a side note. Let's take a look at name 277, rudrapatnī. Now, Rudra, we know, is one of the forms of Shiva. Patni means wife. So we know that this is the wife and the Shakti of Shiva, specifically Rudra. Jema, Journal of Stitchery. And when we understand the emanation, or try to understand, rudrapatnī is also an emanation or another name of Durga, Sati, Uma, Parvati. And lastly, on this particular name, rudrapatnī is another name for the flaxseed plant. And we know flaxseed is really good in your diet for hormonal support, blood sugar support, proper cholesterol regulation, as well as skin health, reproductive health, and it's anti-inflammatory and rich in omega-3s. But we're not talking nutrition tonight. So let's take a look at Kali Maa in her emanation as name and form 278, raudrī. Namaste, Annapurnama Ma, live your truth journal. Thank you for yoga. Thank you for joining. So raudrī, she who is fierce. Raudrī means fierceness, wrathfulness, cruelness even, depends on how you perceive it, or an intense glance or gesture. And there was a demon. There's always, a demon. And what happened? He got a boon or a siddhi, special powers and abilities. And this demon's name was Durga Asura. Durga Asura. He was the son of Ruru. Are you, Ruru. And anyways, the boon, of course, was that this demon, Durga Asura, could not be killed by any male at all. Not a god male, not a human male, none. And so the celestial beings went to Brahma and said, how are we going to conquer this Durga Asura, this fearful demon that's causing trouble? Because they always cause trouble, right? And so Brahma said, reflecting on what the demon's boon was, they were advised to approach Shakti Maa for protection. So naturally, we also can take a look at the name raudrī as Kali Maa, and we see a direct connection to her emanation as a primary matrika by the name of Maheshvari. I was just talking to Maheshvari Maa today. Also, raudrī is known as Kalavati. So shout out to Kalavati Maa also, and Chamunda. So awesome form of Kali Maa. Namaste, Dhruvi Ma, Sister Iris. Excellent, excellent. Good to have you here. Right, so name 279. Let me get this out of my mouth right. Strī prakṛiḥ. Strī prakṛiḥ. This is in the puja books. They say, she who is the woman of nature or nature of woman. But let's look at this name closer. Strī or strī is the quality of femaleness, the womanly life force. Prakṛiḥ or prakṛiḥ means nature, primordial form, primal matter, like the creative principle that is the active force in every object, every substance, every one of our sense organs, thoughts, mind, feelings, emotions. Right, Sister Iris? Love Chamunda. We were just doing sadhana to her last week. Now, when we look at strī prakṛiḥ as a form of the mother, we understand her as Prakriti. So those of you who have studied different spiritual sciences or Ayurveda as well, you've heard of Prakriti. And this is a form of Kali Maa. But her very next name is pumān. Pumān. And this is also a term for Purusha. So Prakriti and Purusha. So name 280 is pumān, meaning person, human, living being. And we also know that pumān is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The everlasting, never created, never dying, omnipotent, omnipresent, unchanging consciousness. Name 281, Shakti. It's actually written here, śaktiḥ. And this is she who's energy. What is Shakti? We know Shakti. It's power, it's strength, it's energy, it's electricity, it's magnetism, it's ability, it's ki, it's chi, it's prana, it's the dynamic creative force, the divine mother herself, Kundalini Ma, right? Chema. So Shakti. Need we say more about that name and form of the mother? We could do an entire episode just on Shakti, but we understand Kali Maa as Shakti in all of these forms. So let's look at more forms. Name 282, Sūkti. Sūkti. She who is happiness is what it says in the Puja book, but Sūkti also means wise proverb, or good saying, or it might mean like good speech. So su, it means good, and ukti is speech or saying. So sukti, she who is a wise proverb, she who is well spoken, she who has good sayings. How do you understand this form of the mother? The Puja book says, she whose happiness. But I suppose when my communications are right on point, there's a sense of contentment. So you might have to think on that name a little bit more. Let's look at name 283, Mati. Mati. This is she who's the mind. Very simple, very straightforward. Mati means intellect, understanding, thought, opinion, judgment, these types of things, viewpoint, capacity for mental faculties, or even like perspective. And what's interesting is Mati also means armor. And I was reflecting on how the function and faculties of your mind can either be the best armor you have or the weakest link in your chain mail or armor. So, Matihi, she who is the mind. How is the mother manifesting through your mind? What is the mother manifesting through your mind? What are you doing of service to the mother through your mind? And when we look at this dynamic and axis between devotion, devotional work, dedication to the mother, that in and of itself creates an occupation of the mind, and that is armor in and of itself. All right, a couple more names for tonight. Matta, super easy. Matta, Matta Kali means mother, Matta. And Matta means the divine mother, mother goddess, Shakti, mom, Ma. But Matta is a not only human term, like you might like say, hey, Mata Ji, right? Referring to a mother type figure. But Matta in this case is Kali Mata, the mother of the entire universe. Now, name 285 and 286 go together. Bhukti Mukti. Bhukti is translated as she who is enjoyment. And Bhukti means also to enjoy through consumption, or to enjoy through worldly material experience of pleasures, or enjoying the results of your actions. Bhukti is basically a state of enjoying something. Now in Tantra, Bhukti refers to seeking worldly powers, siddhis, special, sometimes supernatural abilities, or the integration of material pleasure, kama, with spiritual goals, while functioning in a state of renunciation as well. So it's detaching or releasing the entanglement to the enjoyment. Now in comparison, we also often hear the word mukti. We hear Bhukti Mukti. So this form of the mother, named 286, means she who is liberation. Because a lot of people, when they get caught into the enjoyment, the high, the rush, the obsession and possession of material desires for satisfaction, it's a never-ending pit sometimes. And so many people seek to become liberated from what can become a vicious cycle. And mukti means freedom or liberation. Mukti means spiritual enlightenment through also the detachment of worldly bonds, through the karma bandha, and like breaking that cycle of reincarnation. Now, last name for this evening, name 286, is pativratā. Pativratā. And in the puja book, it says, she who observes the vow of devotion to her husband. Pativratā means a woman who is devoted, faithful, and loyal to her dharmic vows. Vrata and Pati is her husband. So we know that Shiva and Shakti are always together. Whether it's Kali Maa as Parvati with Shiva, or Raudrī with Rudra, or Indra with Indrani, or Maheshvari with Maheshvara, or Varaha with Varahi, or Krishna with Radha. There's almost always, except in the case of certain forms of the mother like Dhumavati, who's a widow, there's almost always this constant integral connection of the complementary male or pure consciousness aspect. So anyways, when we look at the name 287, pativratā, we also recognize that Kali Maa has desires or roles that complement Shiva. They often say, and you've heard me say before, without Shakti, they say Shiva is Shava. But without Shiva, pure consciousness, Shakti can become chaos and disastrous. So there always needs to be a fine balance and a vow to ourselves to monitor the flow of the Shakti within us, to have that mukti, that liberation, but also have that bhukti, that enjoyment while we are here without attachment and entanglements. And when we look at this, it depends on the health of the mind, mati, and whether or not we are in a state of sukha or happiness, contentment. So I hope you enjoyed those names of the mother this evening. We're going to be going into verse 37 next week, we're just about a third of the way done. So if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to either like or subscribe so that you can catch this whole series and get notifications. And until then, if you have any questions or comments, leave me a comment and I will talk to you all soon. Jai Maa, Jai Maa, Jai Maa, Jai Maa, Jai Maa.